If she could, she wouldn't have that black eye.
Made me really feel like the people who were offended by this were, for lack of better words, and to be quite frank, weak-minded.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'll never apologize for a joke, ever.
About 2 years ago when everything started to pop off.
4 lines, 4 controversies, 1 comedian who refuses to back down. Here are 8 times Matt Rife had zero tolerance for woke people, starting with the joke that opened the most controversial Netflix special of 2023, the black-eyed joke that broke the internet. November 15th, 2023, Matt Rife walks onto a stage in Washington, D.C. to film his Netflix special Natural Selection. He has the fastest growing TikTok fan base in comedy. His audience is mostly young women, and the very first bit he tells is the joke that almost ends his career.
No middle ground ever, man. I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who seats you at the restaurant had a black eye.
He sets the scene. A restaurant in Baltimore, a hostess, a black eye. The audience starts to feel where this is going, and then Matt rapid fires the entire bit at them. Setup, callback, punchline, doubling down in less than 30 seconds.
A full black eye, and it wasn't like, what happened? We're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is who you have greeting people? Man, I feel like they should, put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, If she could, she wouldn't have that black eye.
The audience reaction is a mix of howling and gasping. And then, instead of softening it, Matt doubles down on national television.
If y'all are gonna be fun or not, just wanted to see. I figured we start the show with domestic violence, the rest of the show should be pretty smooth sailing after.
Within 48 hours of the special dropping, Matt is the #1 trending name on Twitter. Variety, NBC News, Time, and Page 6 all run pieces. Critics call him the most dangerous comedian in America.
Yeah, of course I felt bad for her, man. But she should have had her protection crystals, you know what I mean?
But Matt doesn't slow down. He pivots straight into destroying crystal girls and astrology culture for the next 10 minutes of the special, telling them their crystals are pebbles. Their planets don't know them.
It's up to you. Has nothing to do with the stars, man. Just because Jupiter has a ring and you don't, doesn't mean that's who you're supposed to look.
Natural Selection topped Netflix's chart, hit 10 million views in 2 weeks, made the global top 10 in 42 countries. While the joke set the stage for the controversy, what Matt did 5 days later poured gasoline on it. The fake apology heard around the world, November 20th, 2023, 5 days after the special drops. The internet is on fire. Op-eds are being written. Hashtags are trending. Female fans are publicly burning their tickets. The pressure on Matt to apologize is enormous. So he does, kind of.
I posted, when you get canceled or somebody is upset about a joke you tell, you're supposed to apologize. People want you.
Matt explains the playbook to Jordan Peterson on his podcast a few weeks later. Cancel culture has rules. You're supposed to bow your head. You're supposed to recognize what you did wrong. And then he tells Peterson exactly what he thought of those rules.
I don't believe I did anything wrong whatsoever. So it made me really feel like the people who were offended by this were, for lack of better words, and to be quite frank, weak-minded.
So instead of apologizing, Matt opens his Instagram. He posts a stylized photo of himself with a caption
at the bottom of it, and the caption was saying, "If I've ever offended you with a joke I've told, here's a link to my official apology."
The link looks legit. It says, "Click to solve your issue." Hundreds of thousands of people click on it expecting Matt to grovel. What they get instead is a product page selling helmets designed for special needs adults.
To solve your issue. And then you click on the link and it redirects you to an online storefront for special needs helmets. I thought this was very funny, and again, misconstrued.
The fake apology becomes its own news story. NBC News covers it. Variety covers it. Today, BuzzFeed and Global News all run pieces. And Matt explains the part of the joke everyone missed.
Exactly.
Right,
I'm
right.
saying,
and quite nicely.
You need this way more than they do.
Yeah, right.
And the best part is that you clicked on it.
Hours later, Matt posts another Instagram story, a screenshot of Netflix's trending chart with the caption, "We on the naughty list." While Matt mocked his haters with a fake apology, this next moment was him explaining the entire playbook out loud. Weak-minded, the Jordan Peterson interview, December 2023. 2 weeks after the controversy peaks, Matt sits down with Jordan Peterson on his podcast for a 90-plus minute interview. The episode title is Rife for Cancellation. Peterson opens by listing every controversial thing Matt has done in the last month, and Matt doesn't flinch.
Okay, so now you're a comedian and you got canceled for a domestic assault joke. And then in response to that, instead of apologizing like a good boy, you put up a joke ad site about special needs helmets.
Peterson lays out the trap that catches every canceled celebrity. The apology trap. The mob comes once, you apologize. Then a second mob comes for the apology.
Who are harassed by sensorial-minded nullwits almost always back down and apologize. And then my sense of that is that a mob...
Matt explains why he ignored the trap, why he didn't feel guilty, why he didn't think he did anything wrong.
apologetic and...
Because it's just comedy. I'm just doing what's funny to me. It's never any deeper than that.
Peterson asked how big the rebellion against him actually was, and what follows is a 4-hit rapid-fire stack that became the most clipped sequence of the entire podcast.
A few dozen thousand, which sounds like a lot until you remember there's 8 billion people. Doesn't go to comedy shows anyway, or wouldn't vibe.
They're probably not that funny. I watched a couple of them today on YouTube.
A few thousand people out of 8 billion, and most of them, by his count, weren't comedy fans to begin with. Then he compares his show to a restaurant.
Think of comedy like a store, like a restaurant front, right? You go in there, the food's not for you. You can leave. You didn't have to stop in here. It's such...
Then Peterson asks him point blank if he'd ever apologize for a joke, and Matt's answer comes out in 3 rapid hits that become the title clip of the entire episode.
Bad idea.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'll never apologize for a joke, ever. I just find the prioritization of human beings to be so...
The episode hits #1 on Apple Podcasts in the comedy category. The weak-minded clip gets pulled and reposted across TikTok by Screenshot Media. The Hill, BuzzFeed News, and the Mary Sue all write recap pieces. Matt has officially been canonized as the face of anti-cancel culture comedy.
If you're on this earth for such a limited amount of time, how insane is it to sit behind your phone and computer and complain about something?
While Matt explained the playbook to Peterson, this next moment was him refusing to play it on the biggest comedy stage in America. What am I gonna do? Get canceled. Hollywood Bowl, May 8th, 2024. 6 months after the controversy, Matt headlines the Hollywood Bowl as part of the Netflix's A Joke Festival. He becomes the youngest stand-up comedian in history to sell out the venue. 17,000 people, a sea of phones, cameras rolling on every word.
All right, gang. What's the concept for Matt Rife's next Netflix special?
Wasn't he canceled?
He didn't get canceled, okay? He's been out on tour for a year and a half, sold out.
The Lucid promo released later that summer would put a number on it.
Also the youngest comedian to ever sell out the Hollywood Bowl. And Red Rock watched special in the 3rd and 4th quarter of last year, and that was by one close.
But on that May night, before any of that was confirmed, Matt walks out and addresses the controversy head on. He runs jokes about gender, he runs jokes about cancel culture, and then he turns to the audience and says the line that becomes the most quoted moment of his post-natural selection tour.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet? Boy, and canceled. Can't gender it yet. Canceled as fuck. Are you still with the father? Is this him right here?
Variety, The Daily Beast, BuzzFeed News, and Yahoo all carry the story the next morning. The what am I gonna do? Get canceled? Line becomes the kind of soundbite editors put in TikTok supercuts. Because in Matt's world, getting canceled isn't a punishment. It just means another sold out arena.
If I'm your problem, if you and I are face to face and you have a problem with my comedy that I tell, that I admit to the world, right? If you just remove yourself from me, if you do something as simple as just turn around, there is an entire planet behind you for you to go explore.
While Matt put cancel culture on trial in front of 17,000 people, his next move was making the woke audience itself the joke. The Lucid trailer mocking woke audiences. August 6, 2024, a week before his second Netflix special drops. Matt releases a promotional sketch instead of a traditional trailer. The premise, Rob Riggle plays a Netflix executive holding a focus group meeting. The focus group is filled with stereotyped progressive caricatures, all played by Matt himself in different costumes. There's a character with bright blue hair, there's a character with a BLM neck tattoo, there's a hipster in suspenders. The whole sketch is built around mocking the audience that had spent the previous 9 months trying to take him down, and it opens with 3 quick punches.
Concept for Matt Rife's next Netflix special.
Wasn't he canceled?
He didn't get canceled, okay? He's been out on tour for a year and a half, sold out.
Riggle defends Matt against the focus group. The woke characters interrupt with complaint after complaint, and the sketch escalates into a rapid-fire mockery of every cancel culture talking point.
Aren't there any black people in this meeting? Yeah, and there aren't any women here either.
Analytics are very clear. His audience is 50% men and 50% women. And 100% people who love comedy.
The trailer gets covered by Dexerto, 800-pound gorilla, and the laugh button. Lucid drops a week later and enters Netflix's top 10 in 37 countries within 2 weeks. While Matt mocked his audience in a trailer, his next confrontation came face-to-face at a Florida comedy club in the heat of the firestorm, the Naples, Florida safe space bit. December 14th through 17th, 2023, The Eye of the Storm. Matt is doing a 4-night residency at Off the Hook Comedy Club in Naples, Florida. His first live show since the special dropped. The press is following every show. Every audience member with a phone is filming. Every word he says could be the next viral clip. So Matt opens the set by addressing the controversy head on. He tells the audience that if anybody came to a comedy show with even the possibility of being offended, a safe space has been arranged for them. And then he points at the exit door.
If you and I are face to face and you have a problem with my comedy that I tell, that I admit to the world, right? If you just remove yourself from me, if you do something as simple as just turn.
That logic, the same logic he laid out for Peterson a few weeks later, was his entire defense. There's a whole planet behind you. Go explore it.
There is an entire planet behind you for you to go explore and live the rest of your life. You don't ever have to think about me. You don't have to talk about me.
In Naples, he goes further. He defends the special needs helmet apology directly. He says people clicked the link themselves. They opted in.
Yeah, right.
And the best part is that you clicked on it. You fucking idiot.
Right, they could have special needs earplugs that they could wear to comedy shows where
That
you
would be
actually
what-
couldn't
they
hear the
filter out
comedian.
all-
USA Today runs the piece. Cracked picks it up. Dexerto references the line. The Naples bit becomes one of the most quoted moments of his post-Natural Selection tour. While Matt was defending the joke at a club, this next confrontation was happening in the entertainment industry's biggest trade publication, Variety, setting the trap the day before, November 14th, 2023, 24 hours before Natural Selection drops on Netflix. Variety publishes a long-form interview with Matt, the kind of piece every comedian uses to soften their image before a special hits. Matt uses his to do the opposite. He tells the Variety reporter on the record that he doesn't believe in the sensitivity rumor in the comedy world, that you can say whatever you want, that you just have to prepare for repercussions. He uses the same logic he'd later repeat on Peterson.
Function of putting forward, what would you say, unpalatable truths, right, in a place where everyone's there to do that voluntarily, try to cancel someone in consequence. I saw this.
He tells Variety the special is way more for guys than girls, even though his TikTok audience skews overwhelmingly female. He tells them he doesn't pander. The interview goes live the day before the special. Within 48 hours, every outlet covering the controversy quotes from it. NBC, Yahoo, Press Democrat, Edge. The Variety piece becomes proof that Matt told everyone in advance, in print on the record, that he was not going to apologize.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'll never apologize for a joke. Ever. I just find the prioritization of human beings to be so.
While Matt set the trap with Variety the day before the special, his final move came 12 months later when he turned the entire controversy into a hardcover book. I Couldn't Possibly Care Less, the memoir promo, December 2024. Simon & Schuster publishes Matt Rife's first memoir, Your Mom's Gonna Love Me. The publisher's official jacket copy calls him the most loved and the most controversial comic in America today. It promises Matt will reveal, without apology of course, what made him comedy's biggest lightning rod before he turned 30. The promo tour kicks off with an ABC News interview. The host, Stephanie Ramos, brings up the controversy directly. She quotes a line from the book back to Matt. Comedy doesn't exist to make you feel comfortable. It exists to challenge you.
There you go. So you received backlash for a joke. Backlash, right? Or some criticism, right, for a joke that you doubled down on. And you said about this joke and then to those that took offense to the joke.
Then she asked the question every promo interviewer has been asking him for a year. Has his perspective changed? Does he regret the joke? Does he see it differently now? Matt's answer comes in 4 rapid hammer blows that hit one after another. He says it on national television.
In that time.
I couldn't possibly care less. It was comedy then and it's comedy now, and I'm gonna continue to do comedy for the rest of my life. I think comedy is designed for the purpose of pushing back
On ABC News, in the middle of a memoir promo tour, and then he keeps going.
mechanism, right? The very thing you might think makes somebody uncomfortable that they're dealing with, laughter might be the way they can actually get through that. Not everybody's as sensitive as you.
The book becomes a New York Times bestseller. The New York Times calls Matt a new kind of cultural figure. The New Yorker calls him one of the most popular acts in the country. Madison Square Garden books him for 2 nights.